Well, it's interesting you hit on that point towards the end of that sentence, people defecting. Because I was going to ask, as my colleague Nifemi Oguntoye was asking another of your colleagues yesterday, look, in the presidential election, the personas are different. But LP, Labour Party, carried sway. And he asked the question, so what has changed since then? In other words, is it out of the realm of conceptualization that nobody is talking very much about Labour Party apart from they themselves? So what is it that is different between when they, emerged at the polls victorious in the presidential election between then and now? But I brought that question in that particular way because you've just spoken about people decamping. You think they've done enough of that?
Let me give you the scenario.
Sure.
In Edo in 2023, we had a situation where the attraction of the young voters was for Peter Obi as a presidential candidate.
Okay.
In that same 2023, even though Labour Party won the presidential votes, APC still won two senatorial seats. Labour won one. APC still won 7 House of Rep members out of 9 on the same day, the same time, in the same election. That is to tell you that the attraction was for Obi as a presidential candidate, not necessarily the other positions. So in this governorship, certain scenarios have come up. And one of them is that you have a Labour Party candidate that is from the Benin, the Edo South, where Godwin Obaseki is also from, contesting. It will now mean that you want to reinforce the failure of Obaseki, with another Labour Party candidate from the Edo You're calling
it a failure.
Balancing.
You're calling it a failure.
Obaseki, yeah. We can't reinforce failure. Yes. We can't reinforce failure because
I'm sure
Governor Obaseki has not done averagely okay. Yes, when you look at the statistics and the issues that dominate public discourse in Edo with respect to the economy, with respect to infrastructure and all of that, Obaseki is nowhere near an average mark. And so to a large extent, we speak to facts and what exists on ground and not what exists on paper as a function of MOU or as a function of what Obaseki wants the world to see in form of graphics and painting a scenario of using prototype projects to represent the reality that does not exist anywhere. And so for me, and for a lot of us, we know Edo too well. Only 3 days ago when it rained in Benin, you just need to come and take your visuals for Larry. Everywhere was flooded. Even in front of government house where the governor takes to his own office. Flooded. You see craters of water in front of 4th Brigade. It's flooded. This is all within the vicinity of the government house. So when you have that kind of scenario, you just need little to tell the people to preach, the gospel of change, the gospel of having a new lease of life. That is why we christen our own campaign slogan as a new Edo is rising. Because we need someone who can connect to us, someone who will talk less and do more. Too much of highfalutin language, speaking grammar, just to confuse the people. At the end of the day, they pocket our money, and before you say Jack Robinson, they are building their own business empire, while the state suffers. So there is so much that has been left undone in Edo State in terms of road infrastructure, health infrastructure. Agriculture is begging for attention. Insecurity, is begging for attention. And so, if Obaseki wants to, actually attract votes ab initio, he would have considered that a day like this will come when he will be asking for the people for votes. Do you have to shout and coerce and threaten civil servants that they should see this election as do or die before they will support you? If you had worked, there won't be any need for all of that salutations. But when you are threatening civil servants, you are coercing them and all that, it becomes a problem and it removes from your own acceptability. And so this election is an extension of Obasanjo's election. We're not looking at Afegbua. He talked about godfatherism. He said anytime he becomes a godfather, people should deal with him. They should stone him. So he's now a godfather. He's promoting his godson. So those people are going to deal with him with their votes. They are going to make sure that they punish him with the votes. It's going to be a kind of referendum on Saturday, 21st September.
I hear you.